Hello everyone, welcome to Bajirao IAS Academy. In this particular session, we will be discussing important current affairs of last 1 week, right? It is also very important for us to keep track of all important and most relevant current affairs. So, because of that reason, we have also been discussing the weekly current affairs, right? In this particular session, we have compiled all important current affairs of last 1 week and will make an attempt to discuss them in such a manner that that particular discussion will be helpful for your preparation. Without any further delay, let's get into the discussion and let's discuss all these important topics. The first topic is PM Modi launches Bima Shakti Yojana scheme, right? So Sakhi Yojana is an insurance scheme, right? So an insurance scheme primarily targeted or aimed at women. So we'll try to understand about this scheme as well. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched this Bima Sakhi Yojana scheme. So he launched this scheme in Panipat, Haryana on December 9, 2024. Right? So you can also remember this name, this date on December 9, 2024 at Panipat, Haryana. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Bima Sakhi Yojana. And in fact, this Bima Sakhi Yojana aims to enhance education and also empower women in the region. Now, one thing that we need to understand in India, female literacy rate is very low. Female labor force participation rate is also very less. So therefore, in order to empower women by increasing their literacy rates, increasing their female workforce labor of or labor force participation rate, so through the Bima Sakhi Yojana scheme, so those objectives will be achieved. And next, so this Bima Sakhi Yojana, so overview of the scheme. So in fact, this is a new program by Life Insurance Corporation, right? So this is a new scheme by Life Insurance Corporation, LIC. And in fact, it targets women in the age group between the age of 18 to 70. So this is the targeted age group under this Bima Sakhi Yojana scheme launched by LIC. And in fact, eligible women under Bima Sakhi Yojana must pass or must have completed their class 10. And in fact, this scheme also focuses on financial literacy of women and also enhancing insurance awareness as well. Now, apart from launching Bima Sakhi Yojana scheme, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also laid a foundation stone for Maharana Pratap Horticulture University in Haryana. Okay, so along with launching this scheme, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also laid a foundation stone for Maharana Pratap Horticulture University. In addition to this Bima Sakhi Yojana, so he also laid a foundation stone to new university, so that is Maharana Pratap Horticulture University, and that will be established in Panipat, Haryana. Okay, so this is a Bima Sakhi Yojana. I hope you have understood this scheme. So the targeted age group or women between 18 and 70 will be targeted age group under Bima Sakhi Yojana. And next, so this is a program managed by Life Insurance Corporation of India, and this was launched on December 9, 2024, and it aimed at financial literacy, insurance awareness, and also empowerment of women or enhancing the level of education among women. So all these are some important aims and objectives of this particular program. Okay, and next is Uttar Pradesh became the first state to fully implement government e-marketplace. Okay, so this is also known as GEM. So that means government e-marketplace. So we'll try to understand what is this government e-marketplace, because Uttar Pradesh became the first state to fully implement government e-marketplace throughout the state. So that's why it is important for us to understand what is this government e-marketplace. Now we'll go into the news first. So Uttar Pradesh became the first state in India to fully implement central government's e-marketplace system. So you should have to remember this, right? So it is the first state to fully implement central government's e-marketplace system. And in fact, this government e-marketplace system aims to eliminate corruption and also ensure a fair competition among suppliers. Okay, so it eliminate corruption. This is the first benefit, right? It eliminates corruption, and second benefit is that it ensures fair competition among the suppliers. Fair competition among the suppliers. So these are the two or twin benefits of government e-marketplace. Now, uh, for example, there are a number of departments under the government of India, a number of departments under the respective state governments. Now, what if these departments require any supplies or any commodity supplies? Now, in this case, these departments procure their necessary commodities, necessary supplies through eligible suppliers under the government e-marketplace. Okay, so for example, one particular department they require computers, they require papers, so all those things, all necessary aspects, so they will be procured through government e-marketplace, thereby eliminating corruption and also ensuring a fair competition in the market. And Uttar Pradesh became the first state to fully implement this government e-marketplace. And this government e-marketplace is an online platform for the public procurement. That means, so there is an online platform and all the government departments procure all necessary supplies through the online platform. Okay, so they procure all necessaries things through this public platform called government e-marketplace, thereby eliminating corruption and also ensuring fair competition among all the suppliers. Okay, so maybe there is an element of corruption, so because of that reason, so one government department or officials from that particular department preferring one supplier over the other supplier, right? So because of the corruption, right? So it ensures a level playing field among all the suppliers. And apart from that, it also enhances transparency as well as efficiency in government purchasing processes all across India. And these are some benefits and advantages of government e-marketplace. Now, apart from that, we'll try to understand what are the other advantages of government e-marketplace for buyers as well as for sellers. So for buyers, so here, who are the buyers? The buyers are the government departments. Buyers are the ministries. So buying goods and services. So they procure goods and services through online. So as and when required, it ensures transparency and it also results in ease of buying and continuous vendor rating system, easy return policy, right? So in case if they don't like the products that they have procured, so they can easily return. So these are some of the advantages of government e-marketplace for the buyers. And what are the advantages for the sellers? So direct access to all government departments. Now they have direct access to all government departments, and it is also a one-stop shop for marketing with minimal efforts and dynamic pricing and also consistent and uniform purchase of procedures, right? So this is a government e-marketplace. I hope you have understood, and Uttar Pradesh has become the first state in India to fully implement central government's government e-marketplace. So next is Mitchell Bachelet wins 2024 Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, right? So there is a prize called Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace. So it was established in the year 1986. Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace. So it is prize for peace, disarmament, and development, right? So every year it declare the winners of the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace. Okay, so in the year 2024, Michelle Bachelet, so she was a former president of Chile. So Chile is a South American country. So Chile is a South American country, and Michelle Bachelet is was the former president of Chile. Okay, so I hope you understood this. And Michelle Bachelet, so her name is Michelle Bachelet. So Michelle Bachelet, so she was the former president of Chile, has been awarded 2024 Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development by Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust. Now, who give or who announces the prize for every year, whether it is Government of India or Ministry of Environment, Climate Change? No, it is being announced by the Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust. So, Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development would be given every year, or the winners are being announced by Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust. So this year 2024, so it will be given to it will be given to Michelle Bachelet, who is the former president of Chile. And in fact, this jury of Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust, led by Shiv Shankar Menon, this jury is led by Shiv Shankar Menon, so selected Bachelet for her outstanding contributions to human rights as well as equality. So she made, outstanding contribution for the human rights as well as equality. Now, what is the background of Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development? So, Indira Gandhi Prize was established in the year 1986, as I have already told you. So, you just have to remember this. So, it was established in the year 1986, and in fact, it is given almost every year, right? So, it is awarded annually to individuals and organizations that promote international peace and development. So, whoever promotes international peace, development, disarmament, so they will be awarded this Indira Gandhi a peace prize for peace, disarmament, and development. And this prize includes a cash reward of 25 lakh and a citation as well. However, so 2024, it is Michelle Bachelet who was awarded this Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament, and Development. And the other factor or the other thing that we must understand here is that so it would also have a positive impact on relations between India and a South American country, Chile, in the future as well. Okay, so the next topic is India's first sign language TV channel has been launched, right? So I hope you might have seen, the sign language news. Okay, so but as of now in India, there's no 24 into 7 sign language TV channel. However, India's first sign language TV channel has been launched, and in fact, it has been launched keeping in mind the needs of the persons with disabilities. Okay, so India has been recently launched its first 24 into 7 television channel in sign language. Okay, so you might have seen the sign language and how it generally works. So it specifically helps persons who are deaf, who can't hear. Okay, so first 24 into 7 television channel in sign language, and in fact it is also part of Prime Minister's e-Vidya program, right? So it is part of Prime Minister's e-Vidya program, and it is also named as channel 31. So it is named as channel 31, and this India's first sign language channel is part of PM e-Vidya program. And in fact, this channel 31 uh, aims to support hearing impaired students and even the educators as well. So whoever have the problem, with respect to hearing. So it aid or it helps them, right, through conveying important things through the sign language. And the other thing that we must remember here, that it is being managed by National Council of Educational Research Training, NCRT, right? So NCERT manages this India's first sign language TV channel, or channel 31, right? So you should remember. And the goal, what is the main goal of launching such a sign language TV, is to make education more and more inclusive, right? So the aim is to make education more inclusive. Now we'll understand what is the purpose of channel 31. So channel 31 provides educational resources in Indian Sign Language. Okay, so it provides educational resources. It provides content through Indian Sign Language, benefiting or supporting people who have hearing problems. Okay, so it is designed for school children, teachers, and other important or key stakeholders. And the channel covers various topics including career guidance, skill training, and mental health. So that promotes Indian Sign Language as a language subject along with Hindi and English. And in fact, content aligns with both central and state school curriculum as well. So this is India's first sign language TV channel, right? So I hope you have understood this. Okay, so next is International Anti-Corruption Day is being observed on December 9 every year. And recently, International Anti-Corruption Day has also been observed on December 9. Okay, now what is the objective of celebrating International Anti-Corruption Day every year on December 9? It is to raise awareness. So it is very important. We need to raise awareness globally about corruption. Okay, so against corruption, we need to raise awareness globally. And in fact, in India, corruption remains an issue, right? So we even see rampant corruption at various levels, across various levels in the government hierarchy. So therefore, corruption still remains an issue in India, and that is affecting both public and private sectors in India. So I hope you have understood. And here, one thing that you need to remember, International Anti-Corruption Day is celebrated on December 9th every year to raise awareness against corruption among people. Now, it is important for us to look into the Transparency International's Corruption Perception Index 2023. Now, who releases Corruption Perception Index? Transparency International. So you have to remember this. Transparency International. So Transparency International almost every year releases this corruption perception index and also ranks countries based on the levels of corruption that those countries have. Now, country with the lowest level of corruption is Denmark. Okay, so because Denmark out of 100 it scored 90, so therefore Denmark is the country with lowest level of corruption. And in fact, in 2022 also Denmark has the lowest level of corruption, and it was also scored first rank in the corruption perception index released by Transparency International. Followed by Denmark, Finland was the next country. So it scored 87 out of 100, and it was a second rank in the corruption perception index. And New Zealand was in third rank with a score of 85. However, in 2022, New Zealand was in second rank with 87 alongside Finland. Okay, so but 2023, so New Zealand is in the third rank. So now we'll just look into what is India's rank in Corruption Perception Index of Transparency International. So India's rank in the year 2023 is 93 because India scored 39 out of 100, right? So 2023 India's rank is 93, but one thing that we need to remember here is that in 2022 India's rank was better. So India's rank in 2022 was 85, but in 2023 India's rank goes down up to 93. So that is what we should remember. It was 85 in 2022, but now it is 93. And apart from that, China 76th position in 2023, and Pakistan is 133 position in corruption. So here you need to remember top three along with India's ranking. Next, so what are the legal framework that we have in India to prevent corruption? So there are number of legal frameworks. For example, we have Right to Information Act. Okay, so RTI, Right to Information Act. So this is a legal framework. So this empowers citizens through information, right? So it was enacted in the year 2005 and it empowers citizens. Okay, so citizens can request information from the government institutions and thereby empowering citizens with adequate information. And apart from Right to Information Act, we also have a Prevention of Corruption Act as well. So Prevention of Corruption Act of 1988, so that prevents corruption among the government officials. And even we have a Central Bureau of Investigation as an agency which fight corruption or which investigate the cases related to corruption. Now, apart from Central Bureau of Investigation, we have a Central Vigilance Commission as well. So that also take up matters of corruption, and we have established, you know, uh, Lokayukta. We have also established Lokayukta at the state levels, so that they also fight corruption, or they also look into the matters of corruption. So Lokayukta at the state level and Lokpal at the national level. Okay, so these are some institutional mechanisms available in India so against corruption. Okay, so next topic is India surpasses 1 trillion in the foreign direct investment. So right, so total FDI into India has increased 1 trillion. So this is a significant milestone for India. So this is a significant milestone for India, and that's why it is important for us to understand what is FDI. It is also important for us to understand, exactly what are the top countries from those respective countries. India has been getting the higher amount of FDI, so we'll try to understand all those aspects in this particular topic. So India has reached a new milestone, that its FDI inflows surpassing around 1 trillion. So its FDI inflows surpassing 1 trillion between April 2000 and September 2024, right? So in this period, April 2000 and September 2024, India's FDI surpassing 1 trillion. Okay, so now, in this context, we'll understand what is the foreign direct investment, because it is important for us to understand what is FDI. Right? So there were questions also about FDI. So FDI is the foreign direct investment. So foreign entities invest in assets, businesses, industries of other countries. Now, I would like to tell you the difference between FDI, foreign direct investment, and foreign portfolio investment. So, when we talk about the foreign direct investment, for example, imagine that a foreign entity invested in India, a foreign entity is invested in India, and this foreign entity is going to invest 10 million US dollars to start a textile industry. So it is going to start a textile industry. Now, don't you think that textile industry involves acquisition of land, construction of buildings, and hiring machines, hiring labor? So it provides gainful employment opportunities. So it also boosts the local economies by procuring the required machinery, and apart from that it build the factory, so it also employs the construction workers, and it also acquires some land, it creates infrastructure, and once it starts producing goods, so this company will also export goods to other parts of the world as well, right? So therefore this type of an investment is called as foreign direct investment. But on the other hand, foreign portfolio investment is an investment where the foreign investors invest in government bonds. Okay, so they invest in government bonds and Indian capital market, or Indian share market, Indian capital market, as well as Indian share market, right? So that is foreign portfolio investment. Now, here the foreign portfolio investors can withdraw money whenever they want it. Okay, so it would just lead to the flight of the foreign capital away from India. But on the other hand, FDI, it is not possible because you've whole industry here, right? So FDI is a sustainable form of investment. Most of the countries look to attract more and more foreign direct investment from other countries because it creates a productive basis in their respective countries, it creates gainful employment opportunities, it brings in new technologies, it brings in the managerial capacities, everything into those respective countries, and because of that reason FDI is a sustainable form of investment. Now, what are the components of the foreign direct investment? So it is important for us to look into the components of foreign direct investment. So equity investment are part of the FDI. For example, ownership stakes in companies, and reinvested earnings, profits reinvested back into the business, and other capital such as loans and financial support to subsidiaries. So all these are different components of the foreign direct investment. And why foreign direct investment is very very important for India? Because of some reasons. So foreign direct investment is a source of economic growth for India because it provides necessary or required amount of capital for infrastructure and industrial development, and it also results in creation of gainful employment opportunities. So therefore it expands job opportunities across different sectors, and it would also result in technology transfer because whenever they are going to start an industry, so they also bring in some technology from their respective countries, so therefore it also result in more innovation, technology transfer, more expertise, and it would also strengthen India's overall forex reserves, thereby providing more and more economic stability. So these are four fundamental benefits of the foreign direct investment. So these are the components of foreign direct investment. So I hope it is clear for you the difference between FDI and foreign portfolio investment. Now we'll understand what are the major countries who have from those respective countries we have been getting most of the FDI. So major FDI contributors in the world to India. So Mauritius, it is a country which is located in the southern Indian Ocean. So Mauritius leads with 25% of the total FDI, and it is being followed by Singapore 24%. So top country from which we have been receiving FDI is Mauritius, followed by Singapore. So from Mauritius it is 25%, and from Singapore it is 24%. And other top contributors of to India's FDI include US, 10% of FDI that we have been receiving from US, and Netherlands 7%, Japan 6%, UK 5%, and even United Arab Emirates, Germany, Cyprus, and other Cayman Islands. So they have also been contributing to around 2% each of total FDI. So India's FDI has reached the 1 trillion benchmark, right? So that's what about this particular topic. And next topic is Human Rights Day 2024 is observed on December 10. Okay, so every year on December 10, Human Rights Day would be observed. Okay, so you should also remember this date. So on which date World Corruption Day is being celebrated, Anti-Corruption Day is being celebrated on December 9, World Anti-Corruption Day is being celebrated. Okay, so we'll understand about this why on December 10 Human Rights Day would be celebrated. So Human Rights Day observed almost every year on December 10. Okay, so on December 10 every year Human Rights Day will be observed. So why Human Rights Day will be observed on December 10? Because it commemorates the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that was adopted in 1948 by the United Nations. So in 1948, December 10, United Nations adopted Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Right, so it has adopted Universal Declaration UDHR. Okay, so Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by United Nations on December 10, 1948, and because of that reason every year on December 10, Human Rights Day is celebrated. However, this year's theme of Human Rights Day is Our Rights, Our Future, Right Now. This is the theme of Human Rights Day 2024, that is Our Rights, Our Future, Right Now. And that emphasizes the practical importance of human rights. Okay, so it is also very important that we need to understand the practical importance of human rights. So that emphasizes on the practical importance of human rights. Now, what is the significance of Universal Declaration of Human Rights? Okay, so it is very important that we need to understand the importance or the significance of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So Universal Declaration of Human Rights asserts that all individuals so across this planet so are born free and all are equal. So therefore it is important to guarantee them rights to life, freedom, security, equality before the law. Okay, so they should be provided right to life, right to freedom, security and equality before law. Okay, so that is the significance of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And apart from that, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights also upholds freedom of thought, conscience, religion, opinion, and even expression as well. And these principles are enshrined in India's constitution as well, because we have fundamental rights in part 3 of the Indian constitution. So Indian constitution has also identified or also recognized an elaborate set of the fundamental rights, and even we have a legislative framework that guarantees that protects our fundamental rights. So that is Protection of Human Rights Act of 1993. So what is the composition of Human Rights Commission of India? So it consisting of, so understand that this National Human Rights Commission and State Human Rights Commission are being established through Protection of Human Rights Act of 1993. So, right. So, uh, when we talk about National Human Rights Commission, so it is chaired by chairperson of National Human Rights Commission would be a retired Chief Justice of India or a judge of a Supreme Court. Okay, so either the chairman would be a retired Chief Justice of India or the judge of a Supreme Court. So the chairperson of National Human Rights Commission. And apart from a chairperson, there will be 5 full-time members. So who are those 5 full-time members? A retired or a serving judge of the Supreme Court of India. Secondly, a retired or serving Chief Justice of a High Court. And third, 3 other members to be appointed from persons who are having knowledge and practical experience on matters of human rights, and one of whom shall be a woman. So among these 3 members, one should be a woman. So at least one should be a woman, who are people who have a special knowledge in the matters related to the human rights. Okay. Now, apart from that, there are seven deemed members as well. So, who are those seven deemed members in the National Human Rights Commission? So, Human Rights Commission generally have one chairperson plus five full-time members plus seven deemed members. So, these seven deemed members are chairpersons from National Commission for Minorities, Backward Classes, persons with disabilities, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and protection of child rights and women. Okay, so these are the seven deemed members of the National Human Rights Commission. So I hope it is clear for you. And the next topic is India's first Hyperloop test track completed at IIT Madras. So we'll try to understand about this as well because Hyperloop is in news in recent times, and in fact it is also one of the important technological advancement that the Indian university has made in the Hyperloop technology. India's first Hyperloop test track completed at IIT Madras. So we'll try to understand about this as well. Now IIT Madras has completed a 410-meter Hyperloop test track which was announced by Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, right? So Indian Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has recently announced that IIT Madras has completed around 410-meter Hyperloop test track. So this is how Hyperloop generally look like. Okay, so this Hyperloop test track of 410-meter has been completed at IIT Madras. So I'll explain what is this Hyperloop and what are its potential advantages or benefits. Okay, so however, this project of building 410 meters of Hyperloop test track involves collaboration between Indian Railways, IIT Madras, and Avishkar Hyperloop team and TUTR. TUTR is a startup from IIT Madras, right? So this TUTR is a startup from IIT Madras. So this is collaboration among all these different players, right? So what is a hyperloop? So hyperloop is actually a technology that aims to provide a high speed travel in a vacuum sealed environment, right? So for example, uh, this is a tube. Okay, so this is a tube, and this tube will have a vacuum sealed environment, and in this tube, so pods like this, you can see these pods. So pods like these could be used to transport people from one place to another place at an extremely high speed. So high speed in the sense that 1200 kilometer per hour speed. So these boats would travel through the loop at 1200 kilometer per hour. So extremely high speed, and it would completely revolutionize the travel. It would completely revolutionize the travel because it travels at extremely high speeds, and in fact, so it will be used to connect two different cities. So that's why it would completely revolutionize the public transportation. However, it was first proposed by this transportation system of Hyperloop was first proposed by Elon Musk in the year 2012. So however, even though Elon Musk first proposed this Hyperloop technology in the year 2012, later he abandoned this, right? So he abandoned this and he focused on as other important technologies, particularly space technology, right? So this design enhances speed and energy efficiency. Okay, so this Hyperloop design would further enhance speed as well as energy efficiency. Now, IIT Madras was the first university where a group of students have developed this India's indigenous Hyperloop technology. Okay, a group of IIT Madras students have developed indigenous Hyperloop technology And in collaboration with Indian Railways, IIT Madras, Avishkar Hyperloop team, and also TUTR, a startup from IIT Madras. So they have collaborated and they have built a test track for the Hyperloop at IIT Madras. So some other facts that we need to understand about this Hyperloop technology. So Hyperloop is a capsule. So this is the capsule that you can see here. So a capsule with the passengers. Okay, so this is just for the experiment. Okay, so the capsules would be much bigger and larger. Okay, so they are capsules with the passengers and they can travel at a speed of 1200 km per hour inside a vacuum tube. Okay, so in fact this vacuum tube will have a low pressure inside it, and in fact India plans to build a hyperloop so that can be built in 38 months. So this hyperloop can be built in 38 months, and globally 800 engineers are working on this hyperloop, with 25 are from India. And in fact, hyperloop technology can use power from the renewable energy as well, and sources like solar energy and regenerative braking and wind power. So all these technologies would be involved. And these tubes stand on pylons that can withstand quakes or crashes as well. So this is about the India's first hyperloop test track or hyperloop technology that is being developed by IIT Madras. Next is Sanjay Malhotra is going to replace Shakti Kanta Das as the next governor of the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so Reserve Bank of India will be getting a new governor who is 1990 batch IAS officer Sanjay Malhotra, who was also served as a revenue secretary under the government of India. So Sanjay Malhotra has been appointed as a new governor of Reserve Bank of India for a 3-year term. So Sanjay Malhotra's term would be a 3-year term, right? So he will be succeeding Shakti Kanta Das, so who was the former governor of Reserve Bank of India. So Sanjeev Malhotra will be the next governor of the Reserve Bank of India. So Malhotra has an extensive experience in various sectors, so including finance and taxation as well. So this extensive experience of this 1990 batch IAS officer will help serve Reserve Bank of India better. And as I have already told you, he is an IAS officer of 1990s batch. He, in fact, if you look at his background, so he graduated with a degree in computer science from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. So he was from IIT Kanpur and also holds a master degree in public policy from Princeton University. Right. So you just have to remember about Sanjay Malhotra, who is replacing Shakti Kanta Das as the next RBI governor, and his tenure will be 3 years. Next is United Nations Champions of the Earth 2024 award has been announced. And in fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also received this UN Champions of the Earth award previously. But 2024 Champions of the Earth award has been announced for Madhav Gadgil. Now, why it has been announced for the Madhav Gadgil? Now, in India, we have Western Ghats, right? So we have an extensive Western Ghats. However, as of now, Western Ghats in India have been facing the threat of degradation, a massive degradation, deforestation. So all these threats are being faced by the Western Ghats. However, in order to protect and conserve Western Ghats and Western Ghats ecosystem, Government of India appointed two committees. So one was Madhav Gadgil committee, and next one is Kasturi Rangan committee. Okay, Kasturi Rangan committee. So these two committees are being appointed by the union government. So you can see here he is Madhav Gadgil. However, Madhav Gadgil committee was the first appointed committee, but Madhav Gadgil committee was extremely sensitive about the environment, right? So he even declared that majority of the Western Ghats should be declared as ecologically sensitive area. Now, ecologically sensitive area means, so there will be a restriction, a blanket restriction on most of the commercial activities on the Western Ghats. So, however, it is not feasible, it is not practical to implement whatever Madhav Gadgil committee has recommended, and because of that reason, in order to look into the Madhav Gadgil committee's recommendations and also come up with a better protection and conservation, more practical conservation and protection methods of Western Ghats, again central government appointed Kasturi Rangan committee. Okay, so I hope background is clear for you now. United Nations Environment Program. So who provides Champions of the Earth Award? So United Nations Environment Program. So United Nations Environment Program recently honored 6 individuals and initiatives as Champions of Earth 2024, and one such individual is Madhav Gadgil. Okay, so one individual among 6 is Madhav Gadgil. So United Nations Environment Program has announced Champions of the Earth Award to Madhav Gadgil for their contributions to environmental protection and sustainability. Right? Particularly Madhav Gadgil's recommendations on protection and conservation of the Western Ghats. Right? So we'll understand Madhav Gadgil's recognition by United Nations Environment Program by giving him Champions of the Earth Award. So Madhav Gadgil was an esteemed ecologist from India, and he received a Lifetime Achievement Award. And in fact, Madhav Gadgil's work specifically focuses on protecting biodiversity, particularly the Western Ghats. Because of his commendable work on Western Ghats, so he will be awarded Champions of the Earth Award 2024. And in fact, Madhav Gadgil's recommendations have influenced public opinion and also the government policies through extensive research, community engagement, right? So I hope you have understood about this UN Champions of the Earth Award. Now whoever have done a remarkable contribution for the protection and conservation of environment, so they will be given Champions of the Earth Award. And this Champions of the Earth Award announced by or given by United Nations Environment Program, so an environmental body of the United Nations. So 2024, 6 people have been announced the Champions of Earth Award. So among those 6 people, Madhav Gadgil was one such person. Okay. So next is Google unveils a revolutionary quantum chip below. Okay. So it has come up with a revolutionary quantum chip. Its name is Willow. So we'll try to understand about this chip as well. So Google has launched a latest quantum chip. So the name of this quantum chip is Willow. Okay, so we'll understand why, what is the important and what is the significance of this quantum chip Willow. And in fact, the quantum chip Willow is an advancement in quantum computing technology. Okay, so this will be an advantage in quantum computing technology. Okay, so what is the advantage of this quantum computing technology Willow or quantum chip Willow? So right, so a Willow can actually solve a complex and very complicated problems in just minutes. Okay, so for example, when I say complex problems, so in fact we have a lot of supercomputers. So we have several, for example, in India we have Shivai, Param Shivai. So those kind of supercomputers, so they can calculate complex problems within seconds. So US has a supercomputer, China, India, Japan. So several countries have supercomputers. So there are some complex and complicated problems. These supercomputers will also take 10 septillion years. So they even take 10 septillion years to solve such problems, right? So I think septillion means 10 to the power of 100. Okay, so septillion, 10 to the power of 100 years. Okay, so they take 10 septillion years for completion of the same task. So a set 10 septillion years in the sense that it is much more than trillion years, or a billion years, something like that. So therefore it would take more than 10 septillion years for these supercomputers to solve those complex problems. But the quantum chip Willow of Google, so it can solve such a complex problems in just minutes. Okay, so therefore it has been showcasing its transformative potential in quantum computing. So it showcases it has a lot of transformative potential of quantum computing. So quantum computing differs fundamentally from traditional computing, and regular computers use bits which represent either 0 or 1. So regular computers represent either 0 or 1. However, quantum computing would, because in quantum computers they utilize qubits. So regular computers represent either 0 or 1, but quantum computers utilize qubits. Okay, so that can represent both states simultaneously. So both 0 and 1 simultaneously, and this characteristic is known as superimposition. So you may get a question that what is a superimposition, right? So superimposition is that quantum computers utilize qubits, so that can represent both states simultaneously, and this characteristic is known as superimposition. So therefore this superimposition technology allows quantum computers to perform the complex calculations at unprecedented speeds. Okay, so you have to understand what is Willow and which company has launched this Willow. And apart from that, you should also know what is a superimposition as well. Okay, so the next topic is India achieves total fertility rate of 2.0. So here I have given that in 2024 prelims also UPSC asked a question about what is a total fertility rate in an economy, right? So you can answer this question, and we'll look into it. What is a total fertility rate? Now firstly, the correct answer for this question is option D. So the total fertility rate is that in an economy the total fertility rate is and the average number of live births a woman would have by the end of her childbearing age. So by the end of her childbearing age, the average number of live births that a woman can give. So that is known as the total fertility rate. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is option D. So that is known as or total fertility rate. India has reached a total fertility rate of 2.0. Okay, so that means now an average number of live birth a woman would have. So average number of live birth is 2. Okay, so India has reached total fertility rate of 2.0, and that aligns with the goal of national population policy that India has launched in the year 2000. So we have national population policy 2000, and national population policy aimed at the total fertility rate of 2.0, and even we also have national health policy 2017, and national health policy 2017 also says that the goal of India's population planning is to achieve the total fertility rate of 2.0. Okay, so in fact the national health policy it is and total fertility rate target was set at 2.1 percentage. It was set at 2.1%. However, Union Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare Anupriya Patel announced this in Rajya Sabha about the total fertility rate. So she has announced this. So, what is Mission Parivar Vikas with respect to family planning, that we need to understand, right? So, Mission Parivar Vikas is a key program that the government of India has launched, and this Mission Parivar Vikas will focus on family planning, and it also aims to improve access to services in 7 priority states and 6 northeastern states. Now, what are those seven priority states? Are those states, for example, UP, Bihar? So there are seven priority states where there is a high fertility rate. Okay, so this is a planning program and also improve access to services in seven high priority states and six northeastern states. And the initiative specifically targets areas with a higher levels of fertility rate. So fertility rate more than 2 would be, so those areas where fertility rate is more than 2 are the targeted areas or targeted states, right? So as of now, we have India has achieved the total fertility rate of 2.0 that was announced by Anupriya Patel in Rajya Sabha. Okay, I hope it is clear for you. And total fertility rate is the average number of live births that a woman would have by the end of her childbearing age is known as the total fertility rate in an economy, right? So next is IIT Madras has unveiled detailed 3D images of human fetal brain. Okay, so this is also very important. So we'll try to understand how it is important. So there may be a question that recently which institute or which university or has unveiled a detailed 3D images of human fetus brain. So IIT Madras has revealed advanced 3D images of brain. So this is how it looks like, right? So advanced 3D images of fetus brain. So fetal, uh, you know, IIT Madras has revealed this advanced 3D images of fetal brain from Sudha Gopal Krishnan Brain Center. Okay, so from Sudha Gopal Krishnan Brain Center. So that marks a milestone in the brain mapping technology because not not other countries or other institutions have did this. Okay, so because of that reason it is very important because we could identify the any problems in the fetus brain at an early stage, so that would also help us come up with advanced interventions with respect to childbirth. Okay, so IIT Madras has revealed images of 3D uh, fetus brain from Sudha Gopal Krishnan Brain Center, which marks a milestone in the brain mapping technology. And now India is considered as a global leader for neuroscience research, and the project actually promises potential treatment for various brain related health issues. So, what is the importance of the research? So, we need to understand the importance of the brain research. So, India sees around 25 million births. Okay, so it sees around 25 million births. Okay, so each year and fetal brain development is vital and very important. So that could address the developmental disorders like autism and even learning disabilities as well. So in India, there are a number of children who every year born with either autism or they may have learning disabilities while they are growing up. So that is primarily because of a low development of brain. So when we identify the fetal brain through these 3D images, we could understand and we could also come up with the advanced interventions. Okay, so these insights are crucial for improving healthcare in India. So this was done by IIT Madras, particularly Sudha Gopal Krishnan Brain Center. So some other details you could go through it. Researchers from IIT Madras, so they have used brains of five stillborn, so they're not yet born in the second trimester. So at weeks 14, 17, 21, 22, 24 weeks of pregnancy. Okay, and in fact, these thin transparent slices were then stained and microscopically imagined in extreme detail. Okay, so the brains were actually frozen and they thinly sliced using complex robotic instrumentation. So this is how 3D mapping of the fetal brain has been done. So that could have significant spin-off benefits for the children and healthcare in India. Next is Voronezh radar, and this is India-Russia radar deal. So we'll also understand about this Voronezh radar and how it could significantly different from other radar systems. India and Russia are actually finalizing a defense agreement. Okay, so there will be, so this is Voronezh radar is a radar of Russia, right? So this is a radar of Russia, and India and Russia have been finalizing a defense agreement, and this defense agreement would involve installing this Voronezh ballistic missiles. Okay, so this Voronezh ballistic missile would be installed, and in fact, this is a warning radar in Chitradurg, Karnataka. And this radar is valued at approximately 4 billion US dollar. Okay, so its total value would be 4 billion US dollars, and it is developed by Almas Anti company. And this system enhances the missile detection capabilities. So when any enemy country fires any missile on India, so that missile would be detected and destroyed by this Voronezh radar. So that would be identified by the Voronezh radar. So we need to understand some details with respect to this Voronezh radar overview. So the Voronezh radar system, so that detects ballistic missiles, launches and stealth aircraft and space objects as well, right? So this Voronezh radar effectively identifies or detects ballistic missile launches from any other country, stealth aircraft, and even space objects. And it employs a phased array technology. So the technology that is being used by this Voronezh radar is phased array technology for rapid beam steering, and it is compact, energy efficient, and quicker to build as well. And in fact, India has been planning to locally manufacture, develop this Voronezh radar with technology transfer from Russia. So India plans to manufacture at least 60% of the radar systems locally. So that would give employment opportunities for the locals. So that would also substantially reduce the procurement costs, and that also helps us a technology transfer for India. So this project will be managed by the Electronics and Radar Development Establishment of the DRDO. So Electronics and Radar Development Establishment under DRDO will be managing this particular project of developing the Voronezh radar. So this Voronezh radar belong to Russia, and India and Russia have been finalizing this radar deal, and it is being developed by Almas Ante. So the next topic is Elon Musk recently reaches a historic 400 billion net worth, right? So it is important for us to understand. So now, Elon Musk is the only person in the history of this, in recent times that I would say history of humanity maybe to reach 400 billion net worth. Okay, so he is the person with the total net worth of 400 billion, and he is the world's top most richest person. Okay, so there are some factors which happened recently, and because of that reason his wealth shoots up to 400 billion dollars. So Elon Musk is the first person to achieve a net worth of 400 billion, and in fact it is a milestone which has been driven by financial moves and also the political development. So what is the political development? The political development is Trump's election as the president of the United States for the second time. So that political development, because uh, Elon Musk supported Donald Trump, and it is also expected that when Donald Trump became the president of United States, Donald Trump will come up with the policies that will benefit Elon Musk's companies. And this expectation has led to the investors showing more interest on Elon Musk's companies, and that has led to the increased wealth of Elon Musk. So, in fact, Elon Musk also sold his SpaceX shares, so which greatly increased his wealth. And the recent US election results also played an important role in this financial surge of Elon Musk. And in fact, Elon Musk, a key supporter of Trump, he anticipated a favorable policies for his companies, and Tesla's stock rose by 65% after the election. Okay, so after US elections and after Donald Trump's victory in US elections, Elon Musk's Tesla shares increased by around 65 percentage, and that's why his wealth shoots up to 400 billion US dollars. Okay, so next is India to launch Bharat Antariksha Station by the year 2035. So we'll understand about this. So what is this Bharat Antariksha Station, and so uh, planning why India is planning to construct, or why India is planning to have this Bharat Antariksh station by 2035. So we'll understand this. So the announcement of Bharat Antariksha station. So that means Indian space station. Indian Space Station. Now, remember that as of now we have the International Space Station. So that is collaboration of US, Canada, European Space Agency, Russian Space Agency, and even after this Russia-Ukraine war, Russia has decided to have its own space station. It has been planning to build its own space station, and China already have its own space station. But India has been planning to have its own space station by the year 2035. So in order to build a space station, India should demonstrate the capability of sending humans into the space. Only then India would start its efforts to have the Indian space station or Bharat Antariksha station. So however, India is planning to demonstrate its capabilities of sending humans into the space through its Gaganyaan program, right? So Gaganyaan is a manned space flight program. So through Gaganyaan program, India has been planning to demonstrate its capability of sending humans into the space. And in case if India is successful in sending humans into the space, India will become the fourth country to demonstrate, or to have fourth country to have the technology of sending humans into the space. Okay, now already US has that technology, China and Russia already have such technologies, but India will become the fourth country to have the technology or to send humans into the space. Okay, so the announcement of Bharat Antariksha Station, it marks a milestone and it is expected to be operational by the year 2035. So India's space station or Bharat Antariksha Station is expected to be operational by the year 2035. And in fact, an Indian astronaut is also anticipated to land on Moon by the year 2040 as well, right? So by 2040, Indian astronaut will also land on the Moon. So that reflects India's growing capabilities in the space technology. So we'll understand about Bharat Antariksha Station. I've already given you some insights about this Bharat Antariksha Station, right? So the proposed space station aims to enhance India's presence in the low Earth orbit, because most of this international space station, Chinese space station, so they are in the low Earth orbit. So Indian space station will also be in the low Earth orbit, and that will support scientific research at zero gravity environment, and even more and more international collaboration as well with other space powers. And in fact, the station's development will involve advanced technology, engineering, and India seeks to establish itself as a major player in the global space exploration, right? So, uh, in the global space exploration, India will be the major player. And apart from that, uh, World Health Organization predicts 55% chance of La Nina formations. We'll try to understand about this as well, right? So World Health Organization predicts 55 percentage chance of La Nina formation. The World Meteorological Organization, WMO, has reported the probability of La Nina developing soon, so which leads to cooler ocean surface temperatures. Okay, so we'll understand about this, what is a La Nina, what is El Nino. So, however, the current forecast has been suggesting that any cooling effects will be minimal. Now, what is La Nina? So, La Nina is a climate pattern. So, that is being characterized by cooler than average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific Oceans. So, generally, what happens in a normal year? So, this region would be warmer. Waters in this region would be warmer. So, that would attract the moisture laden winds from this area. Okay, so moisture laden winds, and this would also augment Indian monsoon, and this region would get a good amount of rainfall. So because of the western Pacific, so warm western Pacific. But during El Nino year, what generally happen, this the eastern Pacific Ocean would become more and more warmer. Eastern Pacific Ocean would become warmer during the El Nino year, and that results in shift in the rainfall pattern. So therefore there will be extreme drought like conditions during El Nino year in this area, and heavy rainfall that generally not happens during the normal year. So in this region there will be heavy rainfall, but during the La Nina times, so there will be again the western Pacific Ocean would be more and more warmer, right? So it would be more and more warmer than the normal year. So because of that reason, so there will be heavy flow of moisture laden winds towards the western Pacific, and it would result in heavy rainfall and even flood like situation in India, eastern part of Africa, Indonesia and Australia. Okay, so La Nina is a climate pattern that is being characterized by cooler than average sea surface temperatures in central and eastern Pacific Oceans, and it often influences global weather patterns because La Nina can lead to increased rainfall in these respective regions, okay, and a drought in other places. So that is the difference between La Nina and El Nina and even normal years. So next is Patai initiative. So we'll try to understand about this initiative as well. This has been recently launched by the government of Tamil Nadu for children or child offenders. So the Pathai initiative was recently launched in Chennai by Social Welfare and Women Empowerment Minister Geeta Jeevan. Okay, so this Pathai initiative aims to support first-time child offenders addressing unique needs through the comprehensive approach. For example, first-time child offenders who are being arrested, who are in rehabilitation homes, so it will support these child offenders, okay, addressing the unique needs through a comprehensive approach. And in fact it has been started as a pilot project in Chennai. So this has been collaborative effort of children welfare and several service special services department and even prism, with a budget of 40 lakh rupees, and this is a 1 year pilot project at the government observation home in Chennai. So what is the primary objective of PATAI initiative? It is to provide mental health counseling and also behavioral therapy to children. It focuses on rehabilitation, and it also offers treatment for alcohol and drug addiction among the children, and that is the initiative of PATAI. So next is SURA, so that is online, so that is open artificial intelligence AI video generation tool. Okay, so we'll also understand about this as well. So open artificial intelligence has been introduced by the open AI. Okay, so OpenAI has introduced Sora. So Sora is a cutting-edge artificial intelligence tool, so that transforms the written commands into videos. So whatever written commands that you give, so those written commands will be translated or transformed into a video. So that is a cutting-edge artificial intelligence tool. So thereby marking advancement in text to video technology. So this is part of text to video technology, thereby allowing users to create imaginative content effortlessly. However, OpenAI has been prioritizing safety and also ethical considerations in the deployment of Sora. Now, what is a Sora? Sora is text to video technology. So, whatever text command that you give, so that text command will be transformed into a video. Now, what are the features of Sora? So, Sora has a number of features. For example, it enables users to generate videos based on textual description. So you give textual description and that textual description will be transformed into a video, and even users can create various scenarios from whimsical animations to more complex narratives as well. So this is based on open artificial intelligence, and that text to video technology is known as Sora. Okay, so Sora is text to video technology and currently it is available online at Open Artificial Intelligence. So next is first mako shark tagged in the Mediterranean Sea. So we'll understand about this as well, why it is important to tag such animals, right? So a groundbreaking development, researchers from Virginia Tech, they have tagged young shortfin mako shark. Okay, so they tagged young shortfin mako shark in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so this has been marking the first time this endangered species has been tagged in the region. So that has occurred in summer 2023, a research trip that has focused on white sharks in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so how this tagging process has been done? So this tagging team led by PhD student Brendan Shea, so she encountered a young mako. Okay, so this is how a mako shark look like, and they just attached a pop of archival tag to the shark. And in fact, this pop of archival tag device records data on water temperatures in the Mediterranean Sea and depth of some regions, and also the light levels which have been reaching up to the a certain level within the Mediterranean Sea. And this pop of archival tag device would detaches after a predetermined time, or if the shark dives below 1800 meters also, it would be just detached from the shark. So it also sends data back to a satellite and thereby it helps in collecting important data with respect to Mediterranean Sea and the Mediterranean ecosystem, its depth, its temperature, and also the light and other conditions in the Mediterranean Sea. So this provides important information regarding ecosystem, ocean ecosystem. So this will be the first mako shark, so that has been tagged in the Mediterranean Sea. So next is Mohammed Al Bashir, who is Syria's new prime minister. Okay, so he is going to be the Syria's new prime minister. He is Mohammed Al Bashir. So Islamist group called Hayat Tahrir al Sham, so that has led an offensive that forced Bashar al-Assad to flee. Now, Bashar al-Assad was the president of Syria, and Bashar al-Assad was accused of being proxy to other countries, and Bashar al-Assad was also accused of human rights violations, instability in Syria, and because of this reason, there were some rebel groups, and they rebelled against the President Bashar al-Assad, and later Bashar al-Assad fled to Russia, and these rebels have captured the entire Syria. Right, an Islamist group called Hayat Tahrir al-Sham led offensive that has forced al-Assad's Bashar al-Assad to flee. So that has resulted in the appointment of Muhammad al-Bashir. So he is Muhammad al-Bashir as the new head of the transitional government. So new head of the transitional government in the sense that transitional government is a government, so that acts as a bridge between the old government and the new government that is to be formed. So therefore he will be the prime minister of the transitional government. So appointment of Muhammad al-Bashir. So Muhammad al-Bashir has been appointed as the prime minister of transitional government, and he will be in authority until March 1st, 2025. So he will be the prime minister until March 1st, 2025. And Bashir previously led a rebel controlled Salvation government. Right. So previously he was known for controlling a rebel-controlled Salvation government which provided essential services in areas cut off from the Assad regime. Okay, so he will be the new Prime Minister of Syria. Next is Gukesh becomes the youngest chess champion ever. So we'll also understand about this as well. So India's D Gukesh achieved a historic milestone of winning 2024 World Championship, defeating China's Ding Liren. Okay, so he defeated China's Deng Liren and he became 2024 World Chess Champion in by winning the chess championship. And in fact, the other significant milestone of D. Gukesh is that he became the youngest world chess champion at just 14 years age. Okay, so he became the youngest chess champion at the age of 14 years or 18 years, and the final match was intense, showcasing both players' strategic prowess, both D. Gukesh as well as Ding Liren as well. And in fact, the championship match featured a total 14 moves. Okay, so there are total 14 rounds. Gukesh lost the initial game, so that put him at a disadvantage. However, he showcased resilience and skill by drawing the series in the third round, and ultimately, Gukesh, at the age of 18 years, became world chess champion. Okay, so he defeated Deng Liren of China. So next is European Space Agency's Envision mission to study Venus. So European Space Agency, so it is one of the space agency that has officially confirmed Envision mission to explore Venus. Okay, so it has confirmed Envision mission. So that Envision mission focuses on exploring Venus. So that aims to deepen our understanding of Earth's closest planetary neighbor. So we have Mercury and then Venus and then planet Earth, right? So this Envision mission will be launched in the year 2031, and in fact, this Envision will utilize advanced radar technology, and this advanced radar technology will help penetrate Venus' harsh surface conditions. So, in fact, Venus has harsh surface conditions. For example, the sulfuric acid clouds on the Venus surface and temperatures above 450 degrees Celsius. So these are harsh conditions that we could see on Venus temperature, Venus, surface. And what is the mission, details? What are the mission details of this Envision mission? So Envision is designed to be the first mission that employs radar to investigate the subsurface of the Venus. And in fact, the planning phase has already been concluded and the spacecraft will be launched on board Ariane 6 rocket. So it will be launched on board Ariane 6 rocket. So this mission will follow European Space Agency's earlier Venus Express mission. So that will be operated from 2005 to 2014. So that will be operated from 2005 to 2014. Apart from that, so recently US unveils advanced Dark Eagle missile system. So we'll understand what is this Dark Eagle missile system of United States and what are its advantages over other missile systems. So this Dark Eagle missile system is considered as the most advanced missile defense system in the world, right? So most advanced missile defense system in the world because of some reasons. The United States recently developed an advanced anti-missile system. It is being named as Dark Eagle. Okay, so its name is Dark Eagle and it is an advanced missile defense system. And that this missile defense system has been designed to intercept enemy missiles mid-air and also showcase technological advancements in the missile defense. Now, what are the features of Dark Eagle? So, Dark Eagle employs medium range missiles. These medium range missiles are capable of launching at speeds reaching 20,826 km per hour and also incorporate a two-stage missile design with one stage housing a hypersonic glide warhead. And in fact, the US claims Dark Eagle outperforms Russia's S-300 and even S-400 and even S-500. So these are most advanced missile defense systems, but US claims that this Dark Eagle outperforms Russia's S-300, S-400 and S-500 missile defense systems also. And apart from that, so while these Russian systems can intercept certain missiles, so they struggle against the maneuverability of hypersonic warheads. But this is not the case with the Dark Eagle missile. So because it is a medium range, it can employ the medium range missiles. They are capable of even tackling the hypersonic missiles. So at a speeds of 20,826 kilometer per hour as well. So therefore, this is considered as most advanced missile defense system in the world. So next is one nation, one election bill has been approved by the Union Cabinet on 14th October. So we'll understand what is this, sorry, 14th December, sorry, 14th December. So we'll understand what is the significance of one nation and one election. So we have discussed this one nation, one election multiple number of times, even in our news analysis in our previous current affairs also. So this is about holding simultaneous elections to Lok Sabha and also state legislative assemblies, right? So the center, has been planning to hold simultaneous elections to Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies, and because of that reason, it has recently decided to introduce this bill in the winter session of the parliament. So in order to introduce this, first the union cabinet has to approve the bill. So the union cabinet headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently approved one nation one election bill. So this one nation one election bill aims to synchronize elections for Lok Sabha, state assemblies as well as local bodies in a single year. And in fact, the proposal has been objective for the BJP featured the 2014 and 2019 manifestos. Okay, so in fact, BJP in 2014 and 2019 manifestos uh, has held that it will conduct the simultaneous elections. Okay, so this bill will be introduced in the ongoing winter session of the parliament. And in fact, earlier there was a committee chaired by Ramnath Kovind. He was the former president of India. So a panel was formed. Okay, so a panel was formed to look into the feasibility of conducting simultaneous elections, and that panel was headed by former president of India, Ramnath Kovind. So apart from Ramnath Kovind's panel, it has suggested certain amendments to the constitutional provisions. Niti Aayog has also recommended that. Standing Committee on the Parliament have also made some recommendations, and even Law Commission as well. It has also made some recommendations with respect to the simultaneous polls. Okay, so apart from that, you can also go through the simultaneous polls and what is the history of simultaneous elections in India as well. So through this slide. So simultaneous election means elections for the Lok Sabha and all state legislative assemblies together. Okay, so present status of elections in India. So election year 1 and election year 2. So elections to the state legislative assemblies and Lok Sabha are held separately as of now. Okay. So after the incumbent government's 5-year term ends, when it is dissolved for the various reasons. Okay. So you can go through this content as well. Okay. So apart from that, this is the history of simultaneous elections in India. So simultaneous elections held in India till 1967. Okay. So after that, simultaneous elections are rarely held between the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies, but the center, because of various advantages, it has decided to hold the simultaneous elections for Lok Sabha as well as state legislative assemblies. Okay, so that's all in this lecture, and thank you so much. So if you like our work, please subscribe our YouTube channel and also hit the like button. Thank you.